Right, a little bit of a different product, this one, and something that you may think that doesn't make a difference, but I assure you, using it correctly or using a better quality silicone, which is what I'm going to talk about in this case, a pole float silicone, does make a massive, massive difference in terms of, I don't want one that breaks, I need one that stays on my float, there's no chance of it breaking when it's under pressure. But more importantly for me, because I do a lot of on the droppy, clever type fishing, in particular for F1s and silvers, I want a silicone that doesn't affect my float, which definitely is an issue I've had in the past of silicones being sort of too thick walled. So when it comes down your stem of your float, it sort of sticks out. And in turn, it makes it a little bit light, a little bit floaty, and it makes your float work weird. So what I want is a silicone with a very, very, very slim profile. So what we've got is a beautiful, beautiful silicone we've just brought out. Brought out in 2 different types. We brought out a black and the clear that just blends in with whatever float you want, whether it be a wire stem, carbon stem, or a glass stem, in 3 sizes of 0.3, 0.5 and 0.7 that'll cover pretty much everything, nice and versatile. But what I want is a really subtle one that, what did I just say I need it to be? It's a very, very slim profile. That is the one, so it blends in really nicely with, in this case, my carbon stem. So I've got another one there with my glass stem that I put a couple on just for you lot to have a little look of. And you can see that the silicone, it isn't a big fat ring at different points. I mean, I'm a big fan of using 3 lengths of silicone just to secure everything, but it's a very, very slim profile. It's adding very little onto the stem as my float sinks through the water, so the silicone isn't hindering that float tipping over and cocking correctly. Just basically means that my rig works perfectly and it's not getting held up by any other sources that the silicone would do. And that's pretty much all we're after, really subtle silicone that stayed on my float stem, but also I'm maintaining plenty of strength, plenty of resilience for while them lines are getting a lot of kick in. You can move my float up and down without damaging it. It just does what it says on the tin, a proper silicone that makes my float work properly without breaking.